I have ascended to the status of mad lad. I got me a truck. This is the conclusion to the amber lamps. This is what the amber lamps was meant to be. I need a towing vehicle. Number one, not just to move these horrible machines that I've got from this filming area and workshop to the crappy storage yard that's leaking water into itself, but also because we have fantastical plans to get vehicles to a location to use particular equipment that we might have accrued and blow things up potentially and be able to drag them home again. And what you're looking at here is the cheapest thing that can pull 3.5 ton reliably. Seriously, this was the cheapest PX Ford Ranger. Actually, cheap as anything that can pull 3.5 ton for sale. Oh gosh, the risks are massive. I can't stop doing it. I just love the gamble. There's no solid gold sponsors here. I had my eye on this one, and the price set, it was a normal price, right? And it kept coming down and down and down and down and down and down. And it got to a point where I went, F it. Even if it needed a new long block and a gearbox, I'd be ahead. And that's when I pulled the trigger on this and I napped it up. I did test drive it first, but I don't know what I'm listening for. See, this is my first ever diesel, like proper diesel, and also 5-cylinder. It's a 3.2 liter 5-cylinder engine. And so it's odd number of cylinders and a diesel. And, you know, to me, diesels just sound like they're rod knocking all the time. And being 5 cylinders, they just aren't smooth. I don't know. This thing could be absolute cacked up rubbish. And that potential is very true, given that it has nearly 500,000 kilometers on the clock. Oh, I love to gamble. And worse, people just know that these Ford Rangers are time bombs. They love exploding. They love having gearbox issues. They love having EGR, exhaust gas, cooling system issues, leaking all their coolant into it, exploding that way. They love having injector problems because modern diesels are so high pressure. The slightest amount of dirt and grit that gets into the fuel system, kablamo. But as I said, this was so cheap that even with a new motor and gearbox, it would then just be the cost of a used one of these. But it'd be the cost of a used one of these, and I'd know the full history of the motor and gearbox, so it'd actually be better than a traditional used one. And look how straight the body is. Look at it. Oh, it's just raw. Like, seriously. There's no dents or major anythings. So it's got these nice 18-inch alloys that put on it. And look, big boy license, 6 studs, mate. Ha ha ha, 7th stud is me. They even put brand new tires on it, front and back. Brand new. This came from a dealer. This was a dealer trade-in. Now, look, proper work you, mate. She's got plenty of touch-up paint. Like, don't you worry about that. Touch-up paint for yonks. Good. I don't want a princess. I don't want a trophy truck. I want to pull things. So I'm trying to figure out this thing's history because its logbook and its service manual, oh yeah, that got thrown away. And there is no way at 400-something thousand kilometers that this thing is still running its original engine. No way. These anyone who's got one of these with this many Ks on it and it's still running, right? You need a seal and amber or something for future generations to marvel at. These just don't want to run for that long. But there are some very, very interesting clues. Number one, there's a modification plate on it for Western Australia. It's had an upgrade for the suspension and all the stuff to handle 3.5 ton total weight. That's cool. It's also had this, like, you know, nice bull bar put on it. It's got a metal frickin' bumper at the back with like a spare tire McDootinator. Roof racks, I'm going to get rid of them because that just uses more fuel as you go down the road. But the finest detail of all, which I told old mate Chris has got one of these. He's had 4 engine rebuilds done on it and it's still a pile of junk. I love that gamble. But yeah, I told him Western Australia, and this little detail right here, it's actually pretty tidy. Look at that, hey? No big skid marks from old mates having big eggy sausage roll farts. It's generally pretty good. Look, there's stuff like this. You know, this has done work, and I'll show you the next clue that reveals that. Look, that's me. That's me getting it out of it, right? Like, it's pretty clean. But then you sneak under the seat, under the seat, under the seat. There is red dust all up in this, which means it was mining. This was a mining ute. This thing was in the mines, and like you look close. Oh, the red dust. Look, you look inside, the red dust. It's everywhere. Look, it's stained. It is stained with red dust. It's in there. Incredible. Oh no, it's everywhere. And which is fun, because an issue with, modern fuel injectors in diesels is contamination, which completely blows them out. Dust does that. Incredibly fine dust. And the red dust in the center of Australia, where this thing was clearly doing work, it makes sense now. As soon as it was built, it was sent for compliance to build up its stonkness. It had all this stuff fitted to it. It's got the extra stinking spare wheel on it, because you're in the middle of nowhere. You gotta get home. This has existed in the finest dust basically out there. Those injectors are effed. We know it has to be. It's not the original engine. It can't be. If it's matching numbers, I'll do a backflip. And I already owe you this backflip, and I'm not going to do it because I'm old now and I'm friggin'... The tint on this window is gone. It's completely and smeared up because of the fine mining dust getting into the channel and them opening and closing it, just like sandpapering it. Like, that doesn't clean off. It stays opaque. And now this factory snorkel makes sense because it's better for dusty environments. Guaranteed this thing has had the life beat out of it. But then the body's so straight. I have had a look under it. I mean, just crawled underneath it, which is easy to do because I'm not very tall. And you can see that everything's been freshly hit with flat black. Dangerous. Oh, well. But it's funny because the body's so straight, and honestly, it's nowhere near a shopping center car park. That's where damage happens to most vehicles, because people are lunatics, no one's paying attention, everyone's addicted to their phones like zombies. It's a new epidemic. And in a mining environment where it's all professionals who are switched on and like are paying attention, the body's fine. So you stay away from a Foodland car park and you go hit the mines, and your vehicle will stay mint even after this many kilometers. I haven't even looked under the bonnet. Again, for this money, I'm like, the engine and gearbox could be a write-off, and I'm still ahead because I want the chassis. The chassis can pull 3.5 ton. But that said, it starts and goes. I've driven it for 2 days. It actually pulls pretty hard. In two-wheel drive mode, you want to jump into traffic, it'll bag it up. It's really funny. I don't want to thrash on it yet because we do have to go through it. We've got to check the cooler, the exhaust cooling system, see if that's all effed up. We've got to look into the oil pump for it because I've got a variable oil pump. It's for fuel economy stuff, which I'm not going to snarf at because, if you're running a fleet of these things, you don't want to be spending heaps on fuel, and diesel costs a fortune. It's like it spools up the pressure, the oil pressure, and then it spools down when it gets up to pressure, but they can have priming issues if you don't change the oil problem, blah, blah, blah. So I'd actually love to put a standard gear-driven oil pump into it. Intercoolers can leak because the hoses fray and cack out. The wiring loom is sitting on top of the timing cover over a hard metal edge. They like to clap out. I'm worried about the injectors because, But anyway, I have driven it. It does go pretty hard, but here's the sound of it running for yous. Diesel. So not exactly smooth, but then these 5-cylinder diesels aren't known for it anyway. And hey, any boys out there who've got these 3.2, I think it's a Puma motor, does that say, when it's a bit cold at idle, that first start, you hear go like bop, 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 bop. That's probably injector. I don't know. Again, it feels like a free motor and gearbox in a rolling chassis that I paid for. That's the money I paid. So I don't feel that hard done by. And it's got all these accessories, which I'm really digging and whatnot. Channel's been a little bit quiet, only because there's heaps going on in the background that we're getting ready for, right? I mean, people who sub to my drum channel, they know like the vids are just pumping out heaps after the other, because I've been getting that primed up to go. And this has been the missing piece of the puzzle to move cars around freely, safely, and comfortably. Hey, bonus, heater works, and the air conditioner, and all the windows and the doors lock. Clunk, the doors lock. It might as well be a limousine, this thing. Windows that roll up, doors that lock, temperature, anything that I want inside the cabin. I don't feel hard done by. And honestly, look, if it does explode, long blocks for days. Here in Australia, this is the most popular vehicle we have. This is Australia's version of the F-150. Long blocks everywhere, gearboxes everywhere, mods and kits everywhere. This is nothing like my Mercedes CLS, nothing like the Rolls Royce, right? Where the biggest issue is just getting hold of parts. Parts are everywhere for this piggy, and I don't even want to mod it. It just needs to pull 3.5 ton and do it without issues. And I'm probably going to regret this because I guarantee it's going to blow up. Chris is guaranteeing that it's going to blow up. Oh.